You don't call somebody a Nazi because he is one. You call him a Nazi so you can kill him.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
Guys, please thumb up this video. It takes work to create this stuff, and just do it for the algorithm if you like the message so it spreads. Subscribe if you're new, and leave me a comment with your thoughts as we start. I recently posted a meme on Facebook. Yeah, I'm that guy. Titled, "Number of Days Democrats Haven't Killed Someone." And a friend slid into the comment section, called it hyperbolic, saying I was stirring up hatred against normal everyday Democrats like him, and suggested that maybe I should take it down. And very briefly, I considered his reasoning, because I like to afford people the courtesy that maybe they're saying something that I haven't thought of. But then I scrolled through X. I peeked over at that cesspool called Blue Sky, and I even checked TikTok, where people are literally dancing to celebrate Charlie Kirk's murder.
We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh.
Dancing. I mean, I get it. TikTok's for trends, but yay, assassination dance routine? That's a new low even for the algorithm. This isn't just 25 ugly, miserable Antifa members chanting in a Portland drizzle. This, my friends, is widespread. People on my own Facebook feed, your cousin's weird uncle on Twitter, and of course the utter depravity and cesspool that is Blue Sky. Thousands from regular Joes to folks in power, either cheering or staying eerily quiet about a cold-blooded murder in front of the man's children. Why? Why did this happen? Because Charlie Kirk had different views than them. And if you don't bend the knee, then you become an enemy. And he was too effective in what he was doing, so he had to be taken out. So the question is, what's fueling this? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Oh, wait, you know what I mean? The donkey. Mainstream Democrat politicians are playing an ultra dangerous game. And it's not monopoly with drug money of the cartel. They're talking around labels like fascist, Nazi, and Hitler 2.0, as I gave you an example at the beginning of the video, like they're handing out candy at a children's parade. Literally, they're feeding children this toxic candy, and they're being raised to believe that this is an accurate representation of reality. And it's not just name calling. What it is a playbook. They don't say, go shoot that guy, because even for the left, that's a little bit too obvious. Of course, the Antifa members are definitely saying, go shoot his children and his wife. This is how depraved they are. Instead, they crank up the rhetoric. painting their opponents as existential threats.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
And guess what? Some impressionable soul marinating in this word vomit soup picks up a gun and decides that he's going to fight evil because he's on the good side that is opposing these people that are trying to bring a Third Reich into America. This is the playbook. It's called stochastic terrorism, inciting violence without directly calling for it. And believe me, this is not a new trick. This is a psyop called the illusory truth effect, where you say something loud enough, long enough, and people start believing that it's gospel. Joseph Goebbels himself would have given it the chef's kiss. Congratulations, Democrats. Because if you call someone a fascist enough times, and suddenly they're not just a guy with a podcast exchanging ideas with college students, they're the second coming of a dictator or one of his generals. Look, even after Donald Trump got shot at twice, 2 assassination attempts, let's call them, the rhetoric did not cool down. For about 1.5 seconds, they stopped, and then immediately they started screaming fascist.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
While they're clutching their pearls and claiming, who, me? I didn't pull the trigger. I have plausible deniability. That, my friends, is their superpower. Now, we can take it to Luigi Mangione, the guy who killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in cold blood on a New York street, shot him in the back. To some, to too many on the left, he's not a murderer. He's a goddamn folk hero. They have murals of him in leftist strongholds. He's Robin Hood with a rifle. And why? Well, it's definitely partly because big Democrat names like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, Kathy Hochul, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries did not say a peep, not a peep to condemn it. Not one tweet, not one press conference. Silence isn't just golden here, it's deafening. They are, in a sense, giving tacit approval, or maybe they're just too scared to upset their far left voter base, who are busy lionizing a cold-blooded murderer. Either way, it's a choice, and it is a very loud one for the body politic, which of course, unfortunately, brings me to Charlie Kirk. His murder hit me like a freight train because anybody who actually listened to him, I mean really listened, knew in their hearts that he was a genuine and good person who was exercising his freedom of speech to communicate with college students. He was someone who believed in what he said, and he tried to make a difference. And yet, across social media, people are popping champagne. I mean, a leftist youth group in Germany even posted on Instagram telling Charlie to rot in hell. Bob Dylan, this horrific musician, said in England, "Let rot in hell, Charlie." In even worse words.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you chat shit, you will get banned. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, you piece of shit.
I mean, talk about classy. It's like they're auditioning for the role of a villain in a dystopian movie. Bob Dylan, you're it. And here's the kicker. You can't keep screaming Nazi at your opponents without expecting somebody to take it literally. Words, in this case, are not just words. They're hypnotic weapons of radicalization. When you demonize someone as the ultimate evil, you're not just debating, you're setting the stage for tragedy. And when society fractures to the point where people cheer a murder because they've been psyoped by evildoers into believing they are fighting fascism, then you've successfully destroyed a country. It's exactly what Ray Dalio says. We as a country are as how good we are to each other. And today you have people desecrating memorials to Charlie Kirk. And you have to ask why. And my answer is that misery loves company. And right now it's throwing one hell of a party. So to my friend who called my meme hyperbolic, I mean, maybe. But when I see people dancing literally on his grave and politicians staying silent and trying to both sides it, implying that he had it coming because he argued in favor of the Second Amendment, I'm not sure that it's my meme that's the problem. Because what it is a psyop that we are all stuck in, where truth gets drowned out by propaganda. And good people like Charlie pay the price. So let's stop the dance, call out the rhetoric, the incendiary rhetoric of celebration and rewarding violence as you did with Luigi and other people. And maybe we could start talking like human beings again, which is exactly what Charlie Kirk was doing.